going to China tomorrow. We're going to China tomorrow. Are you crying? Same.
Come now, fount of every blessing, tune my heart.
Alright, it is currently 4 a.m. in Shanghai. We're very jet lagged, as you can tell.
I'm like so awake though. Like beyond
Yeah.
awake. Like I could sleep for another hour, but like there's no way because I'm so awake.
Probably because it's like 3 in the afternoon back home. Might have something to do with it.
I've slept that late before. Hasn't stopped.
Yeah. So we had a 12-hour layover, and we are here at the hotel.
I'm gonna leave for the airport in about an hour or two.
Yep. We're gonna check out at like 5, and then leave for Longzhou, and that is another 5 to 8 hour flight. So yeah.
I'm not excited for that.
Hey guys, we made it! Yo, yeet! Don't ever do that again. No! We don't have to get on another plane for 3 weeks. Have you ever seen that? No! I'm sorry. Just kidding, guys. So, we are in the Shanxi province. We are in Shanxi. We are not in Longzhou. We have to get on another plane. Our plane stopped at a different airport.
We like trucked out and went to the baggage claim and everything.
We're like, why is our plane like 3 hours shorter than it's supposed to be? Oh, because we're in the wrong place. Alright, now we're at the right airport. Now this is our last plane for 3 weeks. So yeah. Alright, this is our first day, technically first day here, first day of work. We got in about sometime yesterday. I know we've already been through this, but yeah, yesterday we were able to just go like meet everyone, and then we got lunch, kind of walked around a little bit, went to the store and got some stuff. So yeah, see how today goes. Caitlin over here looking fly.
I'm not getting sick.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Nah.
Sing thy grace, streams of mercy never ceasing.
Alright, this is day 2 of our adventure. We all got our nice face masks because the air here is very chunky. It's very good to breathe. But yeah, so I will say yesterday was pretty rough just because we're all like super jet lagged, and you know, it was fine. We're all like super tired. We like took a nap and all that, got some sleep, so feeling good today. So we'll see how it goes. Day 3, let's get this bread. Let's back this baguette.
Gain this grain.
Get this gluten.
Call for songs of loudest praise.
Day 4.
Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above.
Alright, day 5.
Good job.
I've been made aware that on each day I've been holding up the wrong fingers or the wrong legs. But today, it's right.
Praise the mount I'm fixed upon it. Mount of
hold up 6 hands. I don't have 6 hands. I mean 6 fingers.
6 hands.
6 hands. I will hold up 6 hands. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Hither by thy help I've come, and I hope by thy good pleasure safely to arrive at home.
Guess it's day 11. Probably. Yeah, Caitlin's not with us today because she's getting sick. Yay. Okay, it's day 14. Probably. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse my nasally voice. I definitely have the sick. But we are moving hotels. Or not moving hotels, we're moving out of the hotel. So, yeah.
Jesus saw me when a stranger, wandering from the fold of God, he to rescue me from danger interposed his precious blood.
Ladies and gents, this is flight number 1 of our journey back home. Let's get this bread. It feels so good in this elevator. Elevator? I mean, this is definitely not an elevator. I don't know what this is. Oh, look. There's like people down here. Oh, it's like,
I'm constrained to be. Let thy grace now like a feather on my wandering heart to lead. Come to wonder, Lord, I feel it. Come to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, oh, take and seal it for thy courts above. Come to wonder, Lord,
Alright, we're in Bangkok and we have an 8-hour layover. 4 hours left. Yeah, we've been here for 4 hours. We literally just sat down at Starbucks and
We were there for 4 hours.
yeah, we just sat there for 4 hours
We
and
did get Burger King though. We got some nugs and some
yeah,
fries.
'cause I was starving. But yeah, we just kind of chilled there for like a really long time and it was like really small, so I kind of feel like they were mad at us for being there for so long. And we took up like a lot of space with like ginormous bags. Oh, by the way, I was really scared to check my bag at the airport in Lanzhou because so we like brought back a bunch of stuff for people and the weight limit is like 19 kilograms and I was at 17. I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna make it. You know? I had 2 kilograms to spare. So that's just the Lord straight up watching over me. Whoa, sushi.
We have to
then.
find the Krispy Kreme.
Oh my gosh. I like feel like there isn't actually a Krispy Kreme here. If they have my green tea at this place, I'm gonna be so happy. I don't see it. But yeah, anyways, we're just oh yeah. Not in China anymore. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're just walking around trying to find a place so she can change her socks.
Yeah, my feet are sweaty.
Okay, but it's really weird here, like big culture shock. There's like white people here and
Like not everywhere.
yeah, they're all like
Some of them are.
yeah.
Like us.
You know. But yeah, it's just weird. It's like seeing other white people. I'm like, hey, my homies.
I don't feel like I'm stared at as much. I mean, maybe I am because of how I look. 'Cause
Yeah.
I look crazy.
She
But,
is
like,
crazy.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Chilling
Anyways.
with these wool socks on. My feet are so freaking sweaty. I just want to shower.
But yeah. Got 4 more hours left. And then we'll be boarding our next plane. Oh yeah, Muslim prayer room. thing. You can go do that.
It's hot.
Need a lot of prayer. Yeah, it's freaking hot in Thailand. Like,
I thought it would be like a little chilly, but it's like and it's humid, so like everything's like wet.
I want to go outside. It smells like Florida, but like we can't go outside because mommy said don't go outside. So we're not going outside. Everyone's looking at me weird for holding my phone, but you know it's fine. Whatever. Who cares?
They're gonna look at me weirder when I start taking off my socks.
Honestly though, it's Gucci though. Yeah, I think I'm going crazy, but it's fine. We have another 4-hour flight after this. We flew from Lanzhou to Bangkok, and then we're going back to Shanghai, and then we're going to Chicago, and then Louisville. So, why are we doing this? Because that's...
Cheapo air.
Yeah. We fly El Cheapo. Alright, plane number 2 for the, what? Numero dos. Yeah. Alright, walking down this cold corridor thing. Bye-bye Bangkok. Hello Shanghai. Yeah.
Missed out on a lot.
Yeah, apparently we missed out on a whole another half of the airport, but you know, it's whatever, so bye-bye. Look, it's cold. I'm not wearing no jacket, 'cause I'm an idiot, and oh, just fall down the stairs. Oh, bad.
I'm gonna just grab my bag here.
Yo, this is chill. Yeah,
The bus with our K-pop
this
friends.
is fine.
I can't hear.
I can't read. 2 flights down, 2 to go. I feel like a garbage can. Now we get to go to the baggage claim.
And we get to go to bed.
Yeah, and then we have another 12-hour layover here in Shanghai. Shanghai. Last plane for like ever, hopefully. Guess we'll see. I have jet lag.
I have airplane lag.
I have jet lag. My leg is a jet. I'm so tired.
Tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing. Call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above.
And we're here. This concludes our trip to China. This concludes our adventure in Chinatown. Yeah, so now, oh my gosh, there's my family. I'm gonna cry.
So I wanted to preface this video with saying that we're gonna be mentioning things very vaguely because there's a whole lot that we can't actually put on the internet or like tell people about because like there's a lot of security issues and I don't want anybody getting in trouble or anybody getting like hurt or anything. I just want everything to be okay. So we're gonna be super vague and it's gonna be fine, but I just wanted to let you guys know that beforehand. So without saying it.
Yeah, so we just gotta leave a few details out just because, yeah, just for safety precautions. Gotta keep us safe. Gotta make sure that everything that's going on in China, that like we can still be a part of that. So yeah. So with that said, let's get this started. We got some questions from you guys. So all right, start this off. Did you want to come back home?
Yes and no. Like the first week we were there, I was fine. It kind of felt like just like any other trip, like just being away from home was fine. But then the second week, it kind of dawned on me that like, wow, we've been away from home like 2 weeks. That's a while, and I kind of missed everybody because not that I like didn't like the people we were with. It was just like those were the only people we were seeing pretty much 24/7. But I got really homesick the second week, and I really wanted to come home. So I'm happy to be back, but at the same time, I miss everyone there so much.
Yeah, I think for me it was a little different. Like, whenever. So, I did not want to come home. It was like, it didn't really dawn on me that we were leaving until we were like in the airplane leaving. Like, the few days that we were getting ready to leave, like, I was just so sad. I did not want to leave at all. Like, before we left, everyone was always like, oh, you're gonna get there, and then you're not gonna come back home. And I was like, oh, we'll see. But then we got there, and I was just like, I fell in love with just the kids, all the people, and like even the area. Like, I just loved it all so much. Like, it was just such a great experience, and I was like, I don't want to leave this. So yeah, I was really sad coming home. But then we got here, and I was like, you know, I'm actually glad to be home because, I don't know, it's like, I missed my family a lot. Like, the beginning was really hard just because we had never done anything like this before, and so we were just there, and I was like, dang, this is really hard. We've never done anything like this before. And then, so the first few days were really hard for me, but then we started getting used to it, getting used to the schedule and stuff like that, and I was like, dang, I don't want to leave. Like, I just love it so much. But I'm super excited to go back. Hopefully we can go back soon. But yeah.
So, next question.
Moving on. Okay, so I've gotten 3 requests. What is China?
Are you educated?
China.
China is a communist country, and it's very huge, and it's very strict on like a bunch of rules. There are cameras literally everywhere. I counted like 1 million of them just in the airport. So everything there is monitored. China is just, I'm just happy we were able to get in there and get out of there with like no problems. Like, that was a blessing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really like explain what China is. It's just kind of like, it's a country.
Yep. In the eastern seaboard.
On the opposite end of the world.
Yeah. Moving on. How does China smell?
Bad.
Smells very bad.
To put in a word that was commonly used,
Chunky.
Just honestly, you can see the air, and it's just gross.
It's just a few days before we had gotten there was a sandstorm, and so
Everything was covered in dust.
yes.
More so than it usually is, apparently.
We got home and we were washing our clothes, and I just like pulled my dirty clothes out of my bag, and they had just this film. Like, no, not okay.
Also, everyone there smokes. It's a common thing. There's really like no non-smoking areas.
Mm-hmm.
So in the restaurants, they just have like these vents up there that's supposed to suck up all that. But I don't know. There's a bunch of factories, so there's pollution. The air quality literally says unhealthy on the weather app, so that's fun.
Yeah, I can probably show a picture of that. I think I have a screenshot, but it literally said unhealthy air quality. So we got these, I don't have them right now, but these like cute face masks. I don't know if you saw pictures of them. I'll probably show a picture there in the video somewhere. But yeah, China smells bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought southern Indiana smelled bad. Like, we live by a cement factory, and I thought that was bad.
Like, even going, like, downtown Louisville, like, and you sometimes smell the sewer, that's fine compared to China. Like, you walk every few blocks and you're like, Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. How are you doing with the time change?
Bad.
Yeah. So there's it's 13 hours ahead.
So, we're filming this, it's like 3, almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right
It'd be
there,
5
it would,
a.m.
5 a.m.
Then like tomorrow. So, yeah. Whenever we first got here, I felt fine. I was like, yeah, this is great. I have so much energy. And then I'm just progressively getting worse. Like,
I can stay awake, pretty awake, for like 4 hours, and then I'm just like dead.
so bad. Okay. How Asian is it? Pretty Asian. Moving on. What was the highlight of you being there? I would say, it was all in God's providence for us to be there during that time. Like, that was just, God's timing is perfect. And whenever we were there, there was some stuff that happened with the government, and they kind of got involved. And it was just, those few days were honestly the hardest. Like, you think spiritual warfare, and this was like literal spiritual warfare. Like, it was really bad. Us just being able to be there for the people that we were working with, like, that was just all in God's timing. Like, it was perfect timing. So, I think that would be the highlight.
I liked the food a lot. But, like, what she said. That was definitely the highlight. Next question.
Okay. How did God most use you while you were there?
I think we kind of answered that already. Just being able to be there for the lady in charge. Like, she does so much. Just, like, without us being there, it would have been crazy. And it was all, like, all in God's providence for, like, us being there. Like, next question.
Yeah. How was it?
This is great.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Heck yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do without, like, a kid on my hip now and just, like, looking after someone. Like, I miss the kids so much.
Yeah, pretty much all we did was we worked 7 to 7 every day with a 2-hour break in between because the kids take naps. So, yeah, and then we just played with kids all day. There were 4 kids, and one of them's not there anymore, but that's a story I don't know if I'm allowed to explain.
But he's good. He's
But
safe.
Yeah, we got some good news. Like, earlier in the video, I probably was talking about it and how the situation got really bad, but we got some good news, and God was really gracious and answered our prayers about that. So he's good, and we're good. But yeah, he's not there anymore. But there were 3 kids
Oh.
that we took care of. So the lady that we were working with, we went to her place and we just took care of the 3 babies that were there. Or the first week we took care of the 4, and then the next 2 weeks after that we were there with just the 3 babies. And so I'll probably have some pictures of them, and they're just so cute, all of them. So it's like a special needs kind of orphanage thing. And so she gets the kids that are rejected by the state-run orphanages. So she kind of runs it's kind of like a foster home. She gets these kids, and then she takes care of them until their paperwork is done, until she's able to adopt them, or until people are able to adopt them. So, yeah, so we just took care of babies all day and, you know, changed diapers, played with them, fed them, took them for a walk, stuff like that. So, yeah, the days, they were all, like, really similar. Like, the schedule was the same every single day, but the day was always different. Like, there was always different activities and stuff like that. So, yeah, but it was really good. Yeah, and then we got a break. We got 2 off days. It was during, like, the first week we were there, or we had been there for a week, and then we got 2 off days. And so those were really good. We didn't get to do a whole lot of touristy things just because we were there to work. We weren't there as tourists, even though that's what we told all the official people who asked us why we were there. They're like, yeah, tourists. Don't arrest me. But, yeah, it was really good. So, alright. Did you ever feel like you were in danger? How did you stay safe?
I didn't personally feel like I was in danger, just because I'm pretty confident that if anything happened, God's gonna be, like, taking care of me. So, just, like, praying to keep me safe. But honestly, I didn't feel like I was in the one of, like, needing to, like, stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of, like, what had happened, like, just, like, the second week we were there. Like, I was really worried about the kids and worried about the lady who's taking care of them. But that was really the only day that I felt like there was any type of danger at all. But God cleared that away, no problem.
Yeah, I would agree. There was just one time, though, whenever, so, like, I didn't personally feel worried for us. We were just, like she said, worried for the kids and the lady we were with. But, I mean, if the officials had, found out we were there, that could have been really bad. But there was no hint, like, no, there was no way they could have known we were there, so, yeah. But, yeah, we were overall, like, we were really safe. Like, there was no dangerous.
I mean, the only other danger I could really think of is, like, just crossing the road because Asian people cannot drive.
Honestly,
that is a
though.
true stereotype. They cannot drive. But that's it.
Yeah,
Not really in any danger.
no. But, yeah, okay. Are pandas real?
Next question.
What was your favorite part about the trip?
Kind of already answered this, but just being able to help out, just being with the kids.
Yeah. My favorite part was probably the food. The food was really good there.
It was really good. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
We had this beef noodles like so many times, and not only was it like super cheap, like with the exchange rate or in general, but like it was really good. Like there was these spicy noodles, they were just amazing.
They were so good. They had these huge bowls and we would just split one and have like a ton left over. It was so good. So I miss that a lot, but I don't know. I miss the food a lot, but I also just miss the people. Like just being able to meet with like other believers, like where 1 or 2 are gathered in my name, there I am among them. And it's like even though it's a communist state, like Christ still reigns over China and these people are representing him there. And that was just like so awesome to see.
Because like we wouldn't see a whole lot of them, but when we did, it was so cool because you get to hear about all of what they're doing and how they're being able to impact the people around them, which is just freaking incredible.
Yeah, and they like don't have a whole lot of freedom, and so they're just so thankful to be there, and so that was just amazing to see that. So
That was one of my favorite parts.
yeah, what was your least favorite part?
Airplane. And airplane food. Airplane life in general. I don't recommend.
The airports weren't that bad.
No, I liked being in the airports. It was just being on the plane. And then-
Chicago. the Chicago airport.
They're mean.
We stepped foot in there, and I was just like,
I don't feel welcome back in my own country.
I know. And I was like, these people are supposed to be representing America. Like, if I'm a foreigner coming into this country, I'll be like, skirt, I'm getting back on this plane.
Yeah. I don't like
Yeah.
American airports. Louisville is
Louisville is
not
okay.
bad because
It's small.
it's small and like the people in Louisville are pretty chill.
Yeah. But also, I think the least favorite part was whenever the situation happened.
Yeah, that sucked. Like
That was
being
just-
able to see like how the government runs like
Yeah.
firsthand, like being behind all of that. Because you hear about kids like getting adopted from China and you never know what that's like. And then you get to be like you see it from like the
You s-
family's portion
yeah.
and then you see it from like
The other
the
side.
kids' perspective. And you're just like, how are these kids not all traumatized?
Well, they are.
They are,
So-
but like they're still strong, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But like the government is so just
whack.
wicked, blatantly wicked, and you can see it, and you can see how much they just don't care about kids or really anyone else but themselves.
Honestly.
So that was my least favorite part.
Yeah. Okay. Another question. What was the strangest food you saw or ate?
I had pickled duck wing, which was completely by accident.
Yeah.
Like Eva was like, "Oh, we should just get a chicken wing," and like we went over to the stand, and she was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "I don't know." And so she's like, "Well, it looks like a chicken wing. Let's get it." We got it. It is
It was
cold.
cold.
And I tried a piece of it. It did not taste like chicken, and it didn't look like a chicken wing because chicken wings are usually fat. This was like a skimpy little duck wing. It sucked.
We're not very picky eaters.
Like it wasn't. It didn't
So-
taste bad. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. Like, so we were open to trying, like, a lot of things. And so, but most of everything was really good. Like, we didn't eat anything too exotic, except for that one fruit. I can't remember what it's called. It was just, like, dried. It was, like, this, had, like, spikes on it.
It was
It
like
was, like-
fuzzy. It was like eating like a fuzzy raisin.
It was, like, a little porcupine, dried.
I mean, it was
Fruit.
sweet, but like the texture.
And it
I couldn't
had,
get
like, a
past it.
giant pit in it. And so you had to spit that out. And it was just not a good time. Like, it wasn't necessarily bad,
No, it
but
was
it
really
was
sweet.
not the
but
best.
it-
So.
And we had like these fried rice cakes.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to be chicken.
But then we asked the guy and he was like,
Oh,
"Oh, it's
it's
fish."
fish.
I was like, "Oh, well, I guess that's fine too because it's just like a fish nugget." But then I ate it and I was like, "This is not fish or chicken.
Pretty sure it was bean, like bean paste.
Bean paste and rice."
Like it wasn't. The weird part was it wasn't bad.
No, it was
like, it was
kinda
kind of
good.
sweet and deep fried. So it was like something sweet and deep fried. Like,
How
what can go wrong?
Exactly.
but
I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff that like I've seen. Like there was chicken feet and like other things just in like the little meat kiosks. That's a weird thing. And like pickled pig foot. But you know,
yeah,
regardless.
yeah. How was the air quality?
Chunky.
What do you miss most about China? I think we answered this already, but food, the people, for sure. Well, I guess the atmosphere too. Like even though the atmosphere is chunky, like I don't know, everyone's just really nice, you know? Like Americans are so entitled, and I didn't realize that until we left our country and came back, and I was like, dang, Americans suck.
We do. Like we went into this little this shop. It was almost like a Claire's type deal with just a bunch of accessories and things. We went there like a few times just because the people in there were,
They were
so
so
cute.
cute.
And they were so obsessed with like Americans and American culture and like they spoke like very little English, like very little, but they were so sweet and they were so cute. And they just like wanted to compliment us and just like talk with us, and it was just really, I loved that and I miss that. Because Americans here are just kind of like going about their daily business.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few people you run across and they don't really like want to make eye contact. It's just like get in, get out. But I mean, no one was really like flat out rude or anything. I mean, of course, like we could have just like been in like a good part of town.
Yeah.
But most of the people we encountered were great, and I miss them.
Where we were was like northwestern China, and it was in this city there was a college campus there, and so everyone, like most of the population was just college kids.
And a lot of them did know English.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have great English, but you could definitely, like, converse with them.
That was another thing. Going into China and not knowing any Chinese,
That was hard.
that was hard. Like, Eva, she knew a little Chinese, and the people we were with, like, they knew Chinese, and some of them were Chinese, but they didn't speak English. But, I mean, so it wasn't that difficult just because we weren't going out every day just to be in the culture. Like, we were there for work, just at that one place. So it wasn't that difficult, and plus Eva had her Facebook. But it would have been nice to know just, like, a little bit. But
Other than hello and goodbye and thank you.
and what is this? Just a shama. But, yeah, so what all did you do? What did our day look like?
Well, the first 2 weeks we were there, we were at a hotel. And we would, because we were still on jet lag, we would wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. And then we would leave around 6:30, 6:45. And start walking over to the orphanage. And we would be with the kids from 7 to about 1. From 7 to 1, there was breakfast, and then we would get all the kids ready in the morning, and then there would be snack time, and then just playing around until lunch. And then after lunch, it would be nap time from 1 to about 3. So from 1 to 3, we kind of had a break. Sometimes we would go out and get food. And for that first week, we would go back to the hotel and try and take a little bit of a nap because we were all pretty tired. And then we would go back to the orphanage around 3, and it would be snack time again, and then it would be playtime until 5, which was dinner. Then after dinner, there would be bath time, and just reading time and getting ready for bed. And then the kids would go to bed at 7, and then we would either cook dinner or we would go out for dinner.
Yeah, we tried to only go out once a day and then just eat leftovers for whatever meal we weren't going out for. So, and that worked pretty well. Like, yeah. After the first week, we started getting a little tight on our budget just because our hotel started charging extra on the weekends. And what they did was you pay 5 days in advance, and after those 5 days, you had to pay again. And so that started getting really expensive, and so we were able to move out of the hotel into the place we were working at, and that was really good. That was definitely an answer to prayer, so.
Because we wouldn't have to walk back and forth in the cold, because it was actually really freaking cold there. We actually had to buy coats because we didn't bring enough warm stuff.
Yeah, my coat ended up breaking in Michigan. We spent Thanksgiving at the Zastro's house, which is the family that we went to China with, or we went to China with the girl. But yeah, so my coat ended up breaking there, and I was like just like the zipper broke, and I was like, this is my only coat. Like, what am I gonna do? And so Eva let me borrow her coat, so I used that the first half of the trip, and then I ended up buying a coat there, which was a lot cheaper than coats here. Like, it was 99 kwai, which is like 13 American dollars. So, and it's a nice coat too. So I was really thankful for that. But during like halfway through the trip, we all got sick. And so that's whenever we ended up moving. And so that was really nice, being able to just stay there and not have to walk in the cold every morning and every night. It was like a 10-minute walk. But yeah, it was really cold there. Earlier, you were like, it's actually kind of warm here. I'm not that mad.
When we landed in Shanghai, the air was actually really warm. Or maybe we were all just really, like,
I don't know.
sweating on the plane. But it was really warm when we went to the hotel in Shanghai. And I guess after that, it just got cold.
The first few days were pretty warm. I think they had like a warm front or something.
Yeah.
But
Maybe because of the sandstorm. I don't know if that affects the weather. But, you know, it was really warm the first few days. And then it got cold.
then it got below freezing. So,
It never snowed except for one day, and when it snowed, it was too cold to even like
stick.
to stick.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was really dry there. The area is in like the desert, so
Yeah.
it was really dry. Hence the sandstorm.
But it was good. I'm really glad we had this opportunity to go.
Yeah, I've definitely grown a lot. Like, 3 weeks seems like a long time, but then it happened and it seemed like such a short time. Like the first few days were really long just because we didn't know what the schedule was going to be like, and so we were just kind of dreading it. Like, it was really hard work, but looking back, like, man, I'd do it all over again if I could. Like, it was such a good opportunity just to, like, I don't know, all of it. Just being together, like, I'm really glad we were there together. Just being able to be there for each other and lean on each other. And then being there with Eva was so good. Just learning from her. And, like, she's 20 years old, but gosh, she's got so much wisdom. And she's so humble. Like, I love her. And I miss her so much. But, and then just loving on orphans, like, friends. Greater. So, like, yeah. That's huge. Like, it just seems like, I don't know, it seems like such a little thing to do, just playing with kids all day. But then it's like, no, that's all that God has asked of us, to be over there, just to love on the orphans, love on the fatherless. And so, because He is a father to the fatherless, and for us to show that love to them, like, that was just so good. And yeah, it was definitely hard. Like,
yeah, it was hard work. Like, taking care of kids 24/7.
I mean, we've never done anything like that before. Like, it was not just, like, babysitting. Like, because, I don't know, the lady was there with them. Like, she was basically the only mother figure they had. And so she acted like their mom. And so I mean, like, she was there the whole time. But we were just helping her to take care of them. And they need a lot of attention because all of them are, like, they all have, like, delayed development. They all have different, like, disabilities, but so they all need, like, a lot of attention. And so giving the kids attention, like, all day long, like, that was exhausting. But yeah, but it was still, like, really good. So yeah,
That kind of concludes our trip to China.
yeah, I definitely want to encourage whoever sees this, like, to go on a mission trip.
Like, if you ever had any doubts, like, why are you doubting? Like, God's gonna keep you safe, and you really shouldn't have any other worries than that.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a sign, like, God, show me a sign if this is what I need to be doing, like, here's your sign.
Let this be your sign.
Let this be your sign, because everyone is called to ministry. Like, go therefore and make disciples of all nations. Like, go and do it. Like,
you're not gonna get anywhere just by, like, sitting behind a computer.
And, like, I don't know, you can be doing things here.
Definitely. Like, there's so much to be doing here, but there's also, like, there's opportunities elsewhere. If you don't feel called here, then,
I mean, everyone's called to ministry. We're all just called to different areas. So, yeah. And, like, if you all know anything about Jeremiah, like, his call was to just, like, you know, love your neighbor. Like, our generation needs to be the generation that stops the American Holocaust, but also,
it's not just in America.
yeah,
It's worldwide. Like, the Holocaust is everywhere. Like, it doesn't stop here.
in China, it's worse. Like, we were able to hear stories about just the lady we were with, like, her helpers, like, almost having an abortion. We don't know if she had the abortion or not, but just, like, I don't know, it's definitely much worse in other countries, just because they have no love for children, no love for God, no love for their neighbors at all. Yeah, our generation needs to rise up and, like, stand up for the unborn and stand up for, like, the orphans, stand up for the fatherless. Like, if you're looking for a sign, like, you can't just, like, be like, oh, well, I vote pro-life, like, whatever, like,
The
I don't vote pro-life. I'm 17 years old. Like, I can't do that yet. But you know what I can be doing? Like, I can be going to China and loving on orphans, going to the abortion mill whenever I can, and just pleading for the lives of the unborn. Like, there's stuff you can be doing. Like, you're like, oh, I don't know if God's opened that door for me yet. Like, the door is open.
You just have to walk through it.
Yeah, let our story be an encouragement to you. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, that's so great that
you do that, but that's
go
not
do
for
that,
me,
but,
then-
yeah. But it's like, I want this to be an encouragement to you to, like, do something bigger than yourself, you know? Like, this wasn't about us at all. This was about God and just obeying his commands, you know? So, yeah, it was overall just a great trip, and yeah, I hope that our story has encouraged you, and yeah,
That this is not the last time we'll do this.
for sure. I don't know if it'll be the last video, 'cause it's been a struggle, man. Jeez Louise, but
I hope you all are encouraged and you can find a way to step up in your community or decide that if you want to go on missions, then do it. Like, you don't need anyone else's permission.
yeah, because there's so many opportunities. Like, all you have to do is ask and just show up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Pray and just start doing things.
yeah, no one starts off a pro. Like, this was our first
I'm
mission
definitely not a pro at this.
trip. Yeah, no.
I'm not even amateur at best.
No, like, this is our first time ever to do this, and I sure as heck don't want it to be our last.
No way.
So I definitely want to do this for the rest of my life. And so, yeah, no one starts off a pro. Like, you just gotta gain experience from doing stuff like this and be in the Word and just pray about it, you know? So that's all I have to say about that, and
So, for now,
deuces.
hey guys, so I just wanted to preface this video with, so,
Hey, what's up, you guys? So,
hey guys, it's Joshua. Everybody is there as well.
whenever we first got there, Dee, what do you need?
Anyway,
There's a train. So we should probably wait until that's over. What was that? I'm not okay.
What was that?
This is why you don't bag your noodles. Who the beef thought this was a good idea?
beef noodles. Ow, ow, ow. Ow.
Look, Ma, we did a thing.
Closed all the tubby test.
Stop. Hammer time.
Do you know what happens to hair when you microwave it?
Who asked that?